this problem, your goal is to find out the height of a flagpole. So let's say this is a flagpole. This is a flagpole. And you need to find it out the height. Okay? What you have is a ball. Just by using a ball, you need to find out the height of this flagpole. And you have a stopwatch. So you just throw a ball from this point. Okay? So just take this ball to upward and just start measuring the time. So once it reaches to the top, you measure the time. And this time, from this point to this point, from this point to this point, the time is 0.5 seconds. Okay? Once it gets there, it can keep going up, and at a certain point, it starts falling back again. And then once it's coming back, you again measure the time here when it is at the height of the pole. And this time, from this point, from point 1, this is point 1, this is point 2, and this is point 3. From point 1 to point 3, the time is 4.1 second. Now you need to find what is the height of the pole. Okay, so let me tell you the problem again. The problem is you have to measure the height of this pole. You have a ball. You throw this ball upward and you measure the time. When this ball reaches to the top, the time it takes is 0.5 seconds. And then as it continues moving up, at a certain point it starts falling down again. When it again comes back to the same height as the pole, the time is again 4.1 seconds. Then you need to find it out the height of the pole. That's the problem. So what do you need to know? You already know this time here. The time from this point to this point. Now you need to find it out. What's the velocity at this point? What's the speed you throw this ball? If you know this speed, you're done. You found it out everything. So my goal is to find out this velocity here. Okay? So let's say the velocity at this point is u. And I know this, it takes 0.5 seconds here. Let's say the velocity at this point is v. Okay, the velocity is u and the velocity at this point is v. So from this point, from 2 to 3, how long does it take? From 2 to 3. Now let's say this is the top point. And let me call this as a 4 and this is a 3. From 2 to 4, how long does it take? I'm just writing down all the information here. Time 1 to 2. From this point to this point, it is 0.5 seconds. 0.5 seconds. From time t1 to 4, from 1 to 4, the time it takes is 4.1 second. 1 second. So the time to now we need to find out time to go from point 2 to point 4, from this point to this point. So what I'm doing is 4.1 minus 0.5. Okay, so you know this time and you know this time. So the time to go from point 2 to point 4, this will be 4.1 minus 0.5. If I just plug in the calculator, 4.1 minus 0.5, this will be 3.6 seconds. 3.6 seconds. So now, from this point to this point, it takes 3.6 seconds. From point 2 to point 3, it takes the half of this time. So the time from 2 to 3, this would be 3.6 seconds divided by 2, which is 1.8 seconds. So what I found out, the time it takes from this point to this point. Okay. Okay. So I found out this time now. So in fact I found out the total time from 1 to 3. So from 1 to 3 is 1.8 plus 0.5 seconds. So this point is 2.3 seconds. We got all the information now. So the total time it takes from this point to reach to the top is 2.3 seconds. Now using this time, we can find out the velocity at this point. So how are we going to do that? So I'm just going to use this equation here. So this velocity is at the peak now, because this is for 1 to 3, from 1 point to 3 point. So I'm all solving from point 1 to point 3. So this is the velocity at point 3, which is 0. And the initial velocity is u. You know the value of g, 9.8. And the negative sign is because it is moving upward. That's why I choose the negative sign. And the time I know is 2.3. So when you solve this equation now, so u is simply equal to 9.8 times 2.3. Let me solve this velocity. 9.8 times 2.3. This is 22.54 meter per second. Okay. So your initial speed is 22.54 seconds. Now life is so easy now. Why? Because now I can use these two information to find the height of the pole. So the equation I'm going to use is now this is the equation I'm going to use it now. Okay, so S is, let's say, the height of the pole is h. Your velocity is 22.54, and the time is, you see, in order to measure the height, you have to choose point 1 and point 2. So the time to go from point 1 to point 2 is 0.5 seconds. So this is 0.5 seconds minus half g is 9.8 times t squared is 0.5 squared. Just plug in all the information here. 22.5 times 0.5 11.27 minus 0.5 squared times 9.8 divided by 2, 1.225, 1.225, 10.045. This is 10.045 meters. So the closest answer to this is 10 meters.